So, hello everybody. I decided this was probably the quickest way to give an update about what's been going on because we have had some hiccups. So for those of you who don't know, about the middle of last month, we accepted an offer from Facebook to integrate our entire point of sale system with the Facebook Live Marketplace. The systems were advertised to work, function appropriately. There were a lot of ad credits and stuff like that were offered up. We took the offer and accepted the integration. Our storefront began integrating with Marketplace so that way people could check out on Facebook for an easier, more seamless experience. Unfortunately, though, something in the XML headers between our point of sale provider and Facebook's integration API had some issues. I've been in discussion with Facebook and our point of sale company almost daily for almost a month now, and there is nothing that either side is willing to do, to the point that every technical repair that I could offer ultimately led them to offering me applications to join their programming team. So if you placed an order through Facebook Marketplace with our store, you should have received an email, a message in your order notes, a message from our store, and a personal message from me. I know that's a lot, but that's because I wanted to make sure that the message didn't get lost in spam filters or in message requests. I wanted to make sure that something did get across to every person. So if you have placed an order through Facebook Marketplace with our store, please be sure to check your messages. A lot of people have reached out and have been a little bit upset because their order has not been processed. And essentially what has happened is the Facebook Marketplace allowed people to check out. Facebook Marketplace never sent the information in a compatible form to our point of sale system that was advertised as being compatible. Because that information was never sent to us, in the orders section on our Facebook business page, as well as the orders tab in our point of sale system, there is no record of what the actual transaction is. We can see some of the transaction, but we cannot affect anything. If we dig a little deeper, we might find some more details about the per transaction situation, but we cannot cancel orders, we cannot accept them, we cannot ship them, we cannot do anything. We don't receive any of that money. So that's why in all these messages that I've sent out, I recommend to everyone to contact Facebook and request them to cancel their orders if you've ordered through Marketplace. If Facebook is unwilling to do so, then please contact your credit card company and file a chargeback, because the way that Facebook has done this is not appropriate. They are offering people, in some cases, a 20% discount in which they foot the difference, but they're not actually paying us anything. They're not actually allowing us to fulfill these orders. So we have disconnected our marketplace integration. You may still see some advertisements for our online store. You may still see some products being added to our online store, but henceforth, going forward for the foreseeable future, we will not be allowing checkout through Marketplace. In the brief few hours that we had it turned on, we had quite a few customers come through at one time, and we were led to believe by early communications with Facebook and Square that the influx of activity is what led to the broken integration. But clearly there are some problems in the two APIs that are not fully compatible, despite the fact of Facebook and Square's claims as being so. So we will not be utilizing Marketplace or Instagram checkout. The only way that we will be allowing checkout is through our online store or our physical store presence. I know it's an extra step, but it's because I want to make sure that the order is handled completely by us, because anytime that Facebook is allowed to interject itself as a middleman, it's effectively locking orders where we can't fulfill them, we can't cancel them, we can't do anything with them, and we're not receiving any payment. If we received payment, then we could probably do a workaround where we could send you a personal message or something and send you some tracking information, but we're not receiving anything. Facebook is essentially just locking people's funds up at this point. So we did receive some negative reviews as a result of this. A lot of it comes down to the fact that people did not check their messages, because once we were aware of the problem, we notified everybody in all 4 methods: email, private message, order notes, and through a personal message from me. So please check your messages and be wary of using Facebook Marketplace. It's not as operational as it appears to be. Merely when it comes to integrating with outside sources. Now, I'm sure it probably works great if you're just manually sitting there uploading each item on Facebook, but when you have a store and it needs to integrate with an entire database, everything falls apart. So we have turned off all of that. So if you have any pending orders with us, please contact your credit card company. Any pending orders with us through Marketplace, please contact your credit card company and file a chargeback. That could result in some of the credit card companies putting a flag on our account and making us, have like a 14-day hold on future transactions, but I would rather accept that responsibility and have a 14-day hold on my business than have customers who are unsatisfied and not getting the products that they paid for. So that was a big point of frustration over the past few weeks that kind of came to a head last week. Last week we were also closed for several days as we tried to resolve that and other issues. All of our vehicles wound up experiencing some damage, and some of them actually experienced some recalls. So I was out of town without a vehicle for most of Free Comic Book Day, so I wasn't able to open the shop. And as a result of that, I'm going to be extending our Free Comic Book Day program instead of just that one day. We have over 100 books, and we are going to turn around and extend from just Free Comic Book Day to Free Comic Book Month. All month long, anytime you come in and make a purchase, regardless of what that purchase is, you'll have the option to get a free comic book or a free poster if you want. We're going to do this for the entire month of May to kind of make up for some of the hiccups that have been going on. We have been a little bit slow on posting, and we haven't been as active on social media as we normally are, mostly because we have had an influx of collections come in over the past 2 weeks, some of which were so massive that we actually had to close the store for a few days because you couldn't even get to the front door. And it took us a long time to get it all processed because we have to be ADA compliant. We have to have enough room for people to walk through, and when we had so many collections that were such a massive scale that they took up the entire showroom floor, we had to make the choice to close for that day. The beginning of this week has not started off on a good note. Throughout this weekend and the first few days of this week, I was hospitalized um, with either food poisoning or some sort of virus going around. And as such, this is my first and only real social interaction that I've had in about 5 or 6 days. And I wanted to use it and use what energy I did have to kind of come on and explain where everything is currently standing and what's going on from here on out. Hopefully, if I continue to get better, then hopefully tomorrow I'll be back at work. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday of this week we'll be back open in our regular schedule. We were planning to do some trade shows this Saturday, but given the current state of the amount of collections we have to process, given the amount of work that is still left to do on our personal vehicles, and given my current physical state, we're going to forego any trade shows this weekend and just focus on getting our collections inventoried and uploaded to our website, and just focus on getting better and repairing things. We have had some issues where one of our delivery drivers who has ties to a competitor has essentially sabotaged some of our deliveries in the past, but after talking with our distributors and replacing that company, we should be back up and running with our normal weekly releases. We've actually got quite a few of them over this past week that we need to post. So there's a lot of really great stuff that I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to share with everybody. But I feel like we've been so radio silent over the past week that something needed to be put up, and this is the first day that I have any type of energy. We've got some amazing autographed collectibles that have come in. We've got somewhere around 20 new autograph pieces that are going to be added to our cases. We've got a massive video game collection that has come in, and we'll be pushing those through. A lot of vintage, retro, and even some newer consoles are going to be making its way to our cases. We also have a lot of events scheduled, and we also have a Pro Tour regional event coming up in July, and so we'll be making some posts about all that. So just to let everybody know and to kind of recap everything that we've talked about today, I do apologize about the amount of closings that we have had recently. I understand how that can be frustrating. We had collections come in that made it unsafe to walk through the building because there were just so many, and we had to get it, broken down and processed. We had vehicles that broke down to the point where we had to take them in for recalls and just couldn't make it into the shop. And then we also had illnesses that happened. It was just everything all fell at one time, and it's taken about a week out of our regular schedule to make up for it. We're bringing a lot of great new things to the cases and to our online web store in the next couple weeks. We're going to extend Free Comic Book Day from just one day to the entire month, because we really want to make sure that you all have an opportunity. And we've got a lot of great events coming up. I'm also probably going to do something to kick off the summer. So I really hope you're all having a great day. I'm about to try to remote log into the shop computers and see if I can go ahead and get our orders printed out for tomorrow, so that way we can get all that caught up as soon as I get in the building. And I'm going to go try to rest and get better, so that way I can be closer to 100% when everybody comes to see us tomorrow.